I'm very pleased to be interviewing Ellen Oppenheim, who's the founder of Oppenheim Media Consulting. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for talking to me, Charlene.
So let's talk about your background. How did you get to where you are today?
I was very lucky. My first job was at Young and Rubicam, who had a wonderful media training program. I started in media research, then moved onto the strategic side, and I've had different positions at other places, both on the media side and on the agency side. So I like to say that I've done just about everything you can do to media that's legitimate. I've bought, sold, marketed, and promoted all forms of media.
So let's go a little bit more into your experiences in buying and selling and planning. How was it when you first started, and how had it evolved through your career?
So many changes. When I started, all the planners did the planning and buying for print media. And I also worked on an account in which the planners bought and sold the promotional sports media for the client. So I got the experience of both buying and selling in broadcast as well as in print, which doesn't exist today. Everything is so siloed. And I think that that background teaches you a lot about the different dynamics of media.
There was a reason, I guess, for siloing. Can you tell us why these things might have evolved into that situation?
Two reasons, I think. One of them is as media became more complicated, people wanted specialists, and as clients became more interested in delving deep, particularly into digital, it caused people to specialize, particularly before new media like digital really took off. So people became those specialists, and I think to some degree with agency cutbacks and complexity, some of the training programs went away, and people weren't rotated from account to account and from discipline to discipline as they had been before, in part because of budget pressure and client wishes to have the people they like stay on their accounts.
Is there siloing today? Do you see an evolution from that format?
Unfortunately, I think there are too many silos, but I think people understand that having a general knowledge of different aspects of media is good. So I'm hoping, although I haven't yet seen it, there'll be a pendulum swing back the other way. But you are seeing much more on the media sales side of people who are fluent in analog and digital media. And that, I think, is a plus.
And what do you think the impact of cross-platform will be on this agency model?
It's hard to say, but I am hearing in some of the work that I do now that people are understanding, particularly in video, which has such an easy transition across different platforms, that people know that they need to understand how video works on PCs, on tablets, on smartphones, as well as on traditional TVs.
So if you just graduated from college, you're just starting off and you wanted to enter the media industry, what skill sets would you need to succeed?
In some ways, I don't think they've changed from the skill sets that were in place when I was hired and when I ran in a media department that we looked for in recent graduates. The first thing was a natural curiosity. Are you willing to think more deeply about the world around you? If you're not, you shouldn't be in our business because it does always change. Number two, and these are not necessarily in priority order, do you like people? You have to work with people in our business, and that's a great part of it. They could be your clients, they could be your colleagues, they could be your superiors or people that report to you, but at the end of the day, what works in our business is the ability to get along with people. You have to like change. If you're not comfortable with change, you're not going to be comfortable with our business. You need to understand what the business is. That doesn't mean that you have to go to a communication school. And even though I was a journalism major, some of our best hires were people who had eclectic degrees, ranging from weather to theater to philosophy, because it was all about those skills of natural curiosity and people and so on. And I think to some degree you have to be comfortable with numbers. That doesn't mean you have to be a mathematician, but at the end of the day, particularly as these data sets become more important, you have to at least be able to talk about them even if you don't understand how they were created.